Angel Reese is out with an injury, and suddenly everyone's got an opinion. But here's the thing, there's a bigger issue at play here. It's not just about Reese or the sky, it's about how we treat athletes and their health. Let's talk about why this matters for every player in the league. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Do you recall the times when playing in spite of discomfort was difficult? Angel Reese just completely changed it. Not for the reasons you may expect, her injury video went viral. We can't help but wonder, what is the real cost of enduring the pain? The unexpected surprise that Reese's ankle looked like a golf ball was revealed. That is not a sprain, everyone. Pay attention. This swelling is really noticeable. But since Reese chose not to give up like all those other athletes, things become crazy. She chose to stay home and focus on getting better. I mean, one would think that fans would be sympathetic, right? That's not correct. A lot of opposition was heard.
Reese kept it together and found her way to 2 more points.
Rumors started to spread that Reese had turned her back on her group. They claimed she wasn't committed and that she was betraying everyone. Reese was thrust into the middle of what appeared to be a social media firestorm. Hold on a moment. Let's take a step back to see the bigger picture. Reese's thoughts extend beyond only this season and the next game. She has her entire career in mind. In her video, she stated that she hoped for a long and successful career in the WNBA. In the interim, have you heard? That's clever thinking. Remind yourself of that. How many athletes have we seen try to play through injuries only to have chronic problems as a result? Incalculable quantities. Athletes who take the long picture, like Reese, are hard to come by in this field. And here's the thing, Reese is contemplating her future rather than the present. Would that have been a smart move? That is a question no one else is posing. One perspective is that of the traditionalists. No matter how painful it is, keep playing because your team is depending on you. Sportsmen have been conditioned to think like this for a long time. It has undoubtedly inspired a number of historic moments in sports history. On the other hand, a new breed of athletes is emphasizing the importance of leading long, healthy lives. They're preparing for more than just the next match or season. They are thinking about their entire careers and life after athletics. And this is where Reese's choice really starts to shine. It's not as though she's choosing for herself. She might be paving the way for athletes to handle injuries, as if to say, hey, it's okay to put your health first.
Play, that was ended up being a foul on Angel Reese. And then Johnson 14 comes out clapping, which prompts reaction from LSU.
She heads to the free throw line. It hits every part of the rim. It goes down.
You're living well when it goes in that way.
This is where the issue appears, though. The season of the Women's National Basketball Association is short yet intense. A game can't be lost. Reese is a star player, and her absence affects more than just her. It affects her team, their chances of making the playoffs, and the league as a whole. Even though Reese is preparing ahead of time, there are a lot of urgent consequences to consider. But we also need to remember the fans. They spend money to see professional athletes compete. It is depressing to have someone of Reese's caliber gone. Will the expectations of the spectators take precedence over an athlete's health? The answer to that question eludes me. Just when you feared things could go out of control, the Chicago Sky completely turned the tables on you. Without Reese, they not only survived, but thrived. Now, everyone wants to know if their first estimation of Angel Reese's impact was accurate. The game that Sky recently played is the buzz of the town. Even without Angel Reese, they managed an incredible 192 points. That's a proclamation rather than merely a win. In their favor was a score of 192 to 77. This is the kind of score that makes you look twice. But this is when the interesting part starts. They not only scored a lot of goals, but they also became a better team. The ball was bouncing about, the offense was clicking, and everyone was chipping in. Their play on the court without Reese is like learning to use a new piece of equipment. Let's now turn our focus to Kamilla Cardoso. She put on an incredible effort and made a big contribution with her 10 points and 11 rebounds. That kind of performance has the power to change a player's entire career.
Minutes to get it. Reese, up and in, and one.
And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is.
Cardoso demonstrated that she is a formidable opponent in her own right and not just a trustworthy backup. Supporters are starting to ask difficult questions at this stage. Once Reese was benched, many spectators saw that the Sky's performance improved. In fact, one person said, low-key, Chicago Sky is playing better without Angel Reese. How wise. That kind of anger may start a heated discussion among WNBA players. Nevertheless, it's not only for fans. Expert basketball players are participating as well. Their key argument is that the ball movement was considerably better and the attack was more fluid. A specialist said the offense was alive, they moved the ball, and the team looked much better. The team might employ its best player less, according to a professional who made this insightful assessment rather than a fan. And given this, what is the situation with Angel Reese? The criticism around her injury video is being fueled by this game. A few team members are starting to wonder if her job needs to be reassessed. If the Sky can win and win big without her, what does it say about her value to the team? There are numerous moving components. There's no denying Reese's talent. There's a reason she's a top player. Basketball players, on the other hand, must collaborate as a team. In the event that the squad performs better as a unit without her, the coaches cannot remain silent. This game might have changed Angel Reese's status in the conversation. It's not only about her injury anymore. The primary topics of conversation these days center on her role on the squad and her effectiveness in games. Despite her absence, the Sky emerged victorious. The best quote was perhaps, "Turns out Chicago can win without Reese." Such a declaration has the power to significantly change the dynamic among a team. There's another game going on behind the scenes, and everyone is talking about the Sky's incredible victory. This fine balancing act is something that every competitive athlete must perfect. Angel Reese also has to deal with significantly more complicated restrictions these days. Is there anything stranger than the triumph of the Sky? This age group of athletes faces tremendous strain. It's important to talk about why Angel Reese's decision has an impact on more games than this one. Being a top-tier athlete is about more than just doing well on competition day. It's a tireless work, even if the majority of fans never see it. Every move made by players like Angel Reese is closely examined. It also includes how they handle wounds. When Reese posted the video regarding her ankle, she wasn't just talking about missing a game. She was making decisions regarding her future career path. Remind yourself of that. With one slip-up or accident.
Nice look. Blocked by Reese. Uh-oh, and a foul called on Angel Reese. Thought she had it clean.
Obviously, no better place and no better time than now. I mean, so many people are watching, so I'm excited for what's upcoming.
She could lose everything she has going forward. These sportsmen deal with pressure like that on a daily basis. But now is where the hard part begins. The majority of followers believe that their idols ought to possess superpowers. They yearn to see Reese's incredible playmaking while he's playing basketball. When she takes time off to prioritize her health, others believe she is betraying the team. Being in this circumstance is not easy. Reese received a lot of negative feedback. Some of her fans chastised her for her pessimistic outlook. Others claimed that she was quitting her squad, as if they forgot that she is a person and that her body requires mending just as everyone else's does. The issue is that Reese isn't just making plans for the future. She has her entire career in mind. It makes sense to put physical conditioning first because WNBA careers are short-lived and each season is significant. It's not only about being tough these days. The length is the main concern. We now have a clearer understanding of the pressures these athletes endure. Playing well is just one aspect of it. It involves being a successful business person, leader, and contributor. It is too much to expect from someone who is still getting their bearings. As Reese's tale shows, it is extremely tough to be a famous athlete in the present period. There is more to it than just what happens on the court. It's about managing your future, well-being, and reputation all at once. Sometimes those specifics don't go together exactly.
Clark is walking off, and Reese is trying to catch up to her to wave in her face and point at her finger. And do you feel better about yourself now?
Ever All-Star game come on an offensive board, leads the WNBA in that category. Well done, rookie.
Remind yourself of that. If Reese had played while hurt, more people might have thought she was reckless, which would have made matters worse. But when she puts her healing first, she gets called a selfish person. Here, everyone is losing. Seeing the video of Reese's injuries throughout the entire occurrence teaches us something important. One team or player shouldn't be the center of attention. That has to do with how we handle our athletes. Do we see real people with careers careers, or is it more of a show? Being a great athlete involves more than just playing your sport in actuality. Along with your career, you also need to take care of your reputation and your health. It's also not a simple task. Most people will never have to perform this careful balance. The next time you see a player taking a break from a practice or game, remember that there's more going on here. Their worries extend beyond the upcoming game. They are thinking about everything related to their jobs, including their health, and yes, life after sports.